Hey, folks, that's right. This is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore at the Super Bowl. Let me go ahead and bring these other guys in because everybody's a little, I ain't going to say wasted.
Exhausted.
Oh, okay. Is that the word?
Yeah.
That the word? And all right, Rad Man, I got you. Don't take it personal.
Yes.
Hold
What's
on real
going on?
quick. Let me, trying to shape you up a little bit. This is what you call on the fly editing. All right, folks. Hey, that's right. This is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. That's right. NFL season 2025 is now completely history. I think the new NFL season starts, what, March? What's the new season start? March, whatever, Radman or Elwin, whatever the case. It starts,
Yeah.
in, I think, the
Yeah.
first or second week in March. But officially, this season has now come to an end because the Seattle Seahawks handle, and I'm being kind, they handled the New England Patriots at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara today. Super Bowl six is in the books, 29-13, and no, and you know what? It's worth that score is not even indicative, but it was a butt kicking going on there, folks. And
Yep.
I'm just putting it mildly. It was a butt kicking going on. So, hey, we take it for what it's worth. I got my guys here, Elwin Henderson, the Gilmore Mirror, George the Radman, the Real Deal Sports, and what's the publication, Radman?
Challenger Community News.
Challenging Community News.
Yes.
And collectively between all of us, I think we should be able to fill up whatever time we want to use in the determining of talking about this Super Bowl. I'm not going. I'm not. We did. All of us got a lot of interviews, but we're not going to use them because at this point, a lot of we got enough stuff to put out there on our respective platforms. So, and that's what you'll see it out. So, y'all be looking for myself on the AdMax Corner IG, Facebook, and on Twitter. I mean Twitter X, whatever they. And Elwin Yost, Elvin, you can find you at where?
I put all of my stuff on Facebook because I got 5,700 followers there.
Mm.
Wait a minute. How many did you pick up since you've been out here?
3,200.
Not bad. Radman,
No.
Where can they find you at?
On YouTube, Real Deal Sports Show. Check us out. Like and subscribe to the show, and also they can check us out on the Facebook, Real Deal Sports Show, and uh, George Radney as well on Facebook.
Yeah. All right. As I just said as I said in the opening, guys, that score is nowhere indicative of the game. I mean, now I personally, I think that the Seattle Seahawks took the opening kickoff, went down. I thought they was going to score. They probably should have
Mhm.
scored, and I thought they would. You know what? I started seeing visions of the Houston Texans,
Yep.
and I don't know why I did that because they were good, started strong, made a good strong push, and then they stalled, and then they wound up kicking field goals, and I kept saying, "You believe in points on the table." But I tell you what, that was my initial comment. Elwin, what's yours? And then Radman, we'll take your initial comments about the game.
Well, my first comment, like you said, it literally was a total dominance by the Seattle Seahawks defense. And, you know, yeah, they had to settle for field goals to build that 12-0 lead. Like you say, though, people that didn't watch the game, 29-13. Well, that's respectable. But no, that second and final touchdown by the New England Patriots was what we refer to in this business as a garbage touchdown. It was 29-7 for all practical purposes until the Seahawks relaxed a little bit. And I don't know about you guys, but I had a bunch of my friends contacting me all week long. Who do you think's going to win? I said, should be a close game, I think. And they were going, oh, no, 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 New England's going to win. And I said, you got to realize a lot of the games that New England won, they won against teams that fired their head coaches at some point during the season or at the end of the season. And I said, if it is not a close game, it will be a blowout, and the Seahawks will get the blowout because the New England Patriots are not strong enough offensively to successfully, continually score against Seattle's defense. And that proved true.
Right, man?
Yeah, Drake May showed that he's really a rookie quarterback. This is only his second year in the National Football League, and that every playoff game he was exposed by the defense. The Houston Texans exposed him. He couldn't do any. He didn't really do. Really, you look at his playoff games. He didn't do anything the entire playoffs. He
No.
was very. He regressed every game, and leading up to the Super Bowl, and he regressed some more today. He threw the ball behind receivers. He had guys open. He just didn't put the ball. He didn't make the ball catchable for his receivers.
All right, you know what? It's interesting that you and I think Elwin had mentioned that we talked a little bit earlier before he went up to the room and started working on his story. You're right. He did. I mean, he looked like a second year looked like a second year player, man. He looked like a quarterback. And the thing about it, the Seahawks, that defensive line exposed the Patriots offensive line. They exposed them to the standpoint. They showed that, not only did they have a second year quarterback, but they also had some rookie offensive linemen that I don't think, to me, and that just me, just the eye test, I don't think they progressed. At least I'm gonna put it like this: that caliber of defensive front that they went up against, and it's something that I remember, and I'm trying to remember which one of the guys mentioned the Texans defensive line, and having gone up against that Texans defensive line. So they say when when they got to this one, no disrespect to the New England Patriots, but they had seen some top notch defenses, and so they were ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
Ostensibly speaking, they were ready for it, guys.
Yep. And I'll tell you, to flip the coin on the other side, we would be remiss if we did not discuss Sam Darnold. 5 teams in 8 seasons. The Jets cut him after 3 years. Minnesota let him walk away last year.
They
And I found
regretting
it
it. They
interesting. I don't
regretting
know if
that
you
now.
guys ran across this stat or not, but during the regular season, Sam Darnold had 20 turnovers. That's right, 20. In the postseason, goose egg, zero, nada. I mean, he cranked it up when it mattered the most. And congratulations to him for really turning a career around that a lot of people thought, oh man, he's a bust. He's just not going to ever be any good. And he literally put it in their faces tonight.
Well, I kind of disagree with you on that. I thought he was kind of mediocre tonight. He threw two or three balls that should have been intercepted. He was almost back to the Sam Darnold that I'm used to seeing under pressure in those playoff games last season. I thought, because of their defense played so strong, and those two balls, Christian Gonzalez definitely should have intercepted that one at the goal
Yeah,
line.
he should have.
He should have had that one, and it was a tip ball. Another one was tipped. I thought it was three balls that it should have been picked off because I thought neither quarterback really played well enough. And as you can see, neither one of them was up for the MVP offer at all. They definitely wasn't in the running for the game's most valuable player. I thought Darnold played well enough to win.
Yeah. Well, talking about MVP, you gotta hand it, running back that played second fiddle before the injury, and then he comes in and does what he does tonight and gets MVP. But before he scored that touchdown, I really felt like that Mays, with the record for 5 field goals in a Super Bowl, was the guy who should get it. But after that touchdown, when he caught the touchdown pass, I said, okay, I'm fine with the decision going the other way.
You know what? I sort of had made the field goal.
Yep.
Yeah, he had set the record, but I had him in the back of my mind. I didn't have him up front. I thought Walker had it going. I thought he had it going whether he scored or not. Because he had 80, 83, 84, 82 to 83 yards at halftime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was the Seahawks offense, and the thing about it, man, this I mean, his running style. I mean, and like I said, I saw him earlier. We saw him against the Texans. I mean, now, we didn't see a whole lot of him, but we saw that combination.
Yep.
And so, but I'm watching this kid, and I'm going like, man, he's a load, and he looks. And the thing about it, he was sort of like he was running in sand, and then when he got out the sand, it looked like he was just running on air. I mean, he broke some ankles there tonight.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. He really did. And that touchdown, he did a heck of a job catching that ball, what, no more than a couple of inches off the turf. There's no doubt Darnold threw that ball low, and I thought at first he was going to drop it, but he made sure that he got down there and got that ball, and it was no more than a couple inches from the ground. And I thought just did a tremendous job staying focused and getting that ball and getting on into the end zone to put the game away, literally.
Yeah,
It, it,
27 carries, 27 carries, 135 yards. That's very impressive in the Super Bowl. And most rushing yards. I thought Terrell Davis had more than that. I didn't look it up, but I was surprised. But he did eclipse Terrell Davis's previous mark
Oh, wow.
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but
and that was the last time that a running back was the MVP,
Hmm.
1998. It's been 28 years since we had a running back that was MVP in the Super Bowl. So that speaks volumes right there.
Elwin, I think you brought up on Redman, but and this is the point. All right, Sam Darnold, 5 years, went to five, and went to five different teams. He gets the Super Bowl. But Elwin brought this up. I mean, who are the other quarterbacks that was drafted with him? Elwin, you mentioned it.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Uh, geez, I'm brain dead now.
Uh,
Oh, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen. Josh
Hmm.
Allen. I
Hmm.
mean, and of those quarterbacks, two of them had to change teams. One changed teams three times. Baker Mayfield. I mean, Sam Darnold's on his fifth team, and the only two guys that's consistent that with their teams consistent is the Bills. Radman and Josh.
Yeah.
And now and then Lamar Jackson. And so we're sitting here looking at this and going like, damn. And the thing about it, I guarantee you, if we'd have put money down 5 years ago, would he have came up heads with any of us? Just thinking about
Hmm.
it.
I wouldn't have
Radman,
put money down this year.
No, me either. Not on that. I would
No.
not on Darnold showing up, but that defense showed up. And Leonard Williams mentioned in the post game interview that they definitely worked. They knew the weak side of the Patriots offensive line with Will Campbell. They were focused on Will Campbell and the guard over there on that side, Jarrett Wilson, and they went
uh-huh.
after both of them with the stunts. Most of the moves they made were against Will Campbell and Jarrett Wilson, the
Mm,
tackle and guard respectively on the left side of the Patriots offensive line, and it showed up. You saw how weak they were.
yeah.
Yeah, and see that was man. See, and and that's the point that sort of got me. And you figured this is their 18. Let's see, what is it? 17 games, and then the playoffs. What's this? Their 20th ball game, 19th,
Yeah.
Yep.
20th ball
20th.
game, and
Mhm.
you would have thought by now these guys would have been a little bit more seasoned. And maybe just being too critical, or maybe just the Seattle Seahawks. That front seven, they were just clearly dominant, man. I mean, I got a chance to see him in October against the Texans, and and that was mano a mano then. And really that was my pick going all the way for this. I didn't, everybody else was trying to figure out a way how the New England Patriots could win this game, and I was sitting there saying to myself, I didn't see how they could, and really it proved out. It's just the fact that I thought that the Seahawks, again, and I thought they reminded me a lot of the Houston Texans because they had I thought they was about to let opportunities slip through their hands because those field goals, man. I'm gonna tell you because at that point they had left what nine what at least what 16 points on the table.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They had left 16 points on the table. And yeah, it was 12-0 in halftime. And the thing about it, and what I thought was the fact, okay, let's see what adjustments did the New England Patriots make coming out of the dressing room at halftime.
Mhm.
Didn't matter. It really didn't matter. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks defense picked up right there, and when they went three and out, I started saying right then, I said, Patriots in trouble. The Patriots really were in trouble because yeah, I know they got that touchdown, that 7 points, and they got three plays and scored on that night on that pass. But to me, by then, I thought the game was over with. Then, guys. Well, I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
I don't know what y'all thought about it.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
once teams take away, and in this case, what happens? Teams take Stephon Diggs away. I didn't understand why Drake May and or especially Josh McDaniels didn't go to Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins is an excellent player, excellent receiver. He ends up catching a touchdown pass, but you didn't go to him until the second half. You didn't
No,
throw Mac Hollins the ball the entire first half, and he's a crafty veteran receiver who was with the Bills a year ago and had a career high 5 touchdowns a year ago with Buffalo. This guy, he has great hands and excellent moves. I thought Josh McDaniels got to be held accountable in this for this game tonight.
Well, also Butte. I mean,
yeah,
I don't. I need to go back and look at the stat sheets, but I'm not sure Butte wasn't even targeted that much, guys. I
no,
Mm,
mean, I thought
mm.
he was a big, strong receiver, and I'm just it was sort of like it was. Well, let's face it. May wasn't having enough time to find nobody anyway, because he had got happy feet because he couldn't get set in the pocket. But I mean, even on some shorter routes and some crossing routes that I thought you maybe could get him open on, none of those guys could get open, man. And be quite candid with you, uh, I don't even think Seattle didn't show Stephon Diggs any respect at all, guys.
no, they
No,
At least
didn't.
from my perspective, they just sort of went like Stephon who. I mean, they really didn't care
No,
because they control the tempo up front, and that really made this thing made it go for what it is, man.
yeah, yes, indeed. And teams are good at taking Stephon Diggs away. They find a way to do it. They did it a lot in Buffalo, and they did it up there. So these teams know how to take Diggs away from an offense in critical situations, and he was almost non-existent the entire game.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
the closest existence he came was when he was, and you know what? It should have been a penalty called on that play. He got cheap
Mm,
shotted on the sideline because he was
he
well,
did.
he was well in the white zone. It should have been a 15-yard penalty on that. He got cheap shotted, and then I think after all said and done, I think they got in his head. I think after that the game was over with. They got in his head. He was doing a lot of he forgot about playing football. It was over with by then as far as he was concerned. And
Hmm.
and then after that, hey, it's Katie bar the door as far as they're concerned. All right, guys, I got promise you. I told you we're only about 15 to 20 minutes. I
Yep.
know we got a lot of stuff. Final
Oh,
points. Go ahead, Red man.
just wanted to let you know. A couple of the media guys I ran into from Boston mentioned that Stephon Diggs was showing his behind in the locker room.
Oh,
That's nothing new to us. We had him in Buffalo. He's the same way. This guy just goes off, man. When he
well,
loses,
his year in Houston, we
Was
didn't see
quiet.
anything like that at all.
I told Red man that. I told
yeah.
you know
He was a model citizen in Houston.
well, you know what? Well, Rad man, go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and just repeat what you had told me because we had the phone call, and I called and I say, hey, because I had, every place he had got left, he had sort of burnt bridges, and I called Joe. I called Rad man. I said, hey man, what's the deal on it? And then I think Radman, you can, not quoting you verbatim, but basically, and I told him, he said, well, he got all his money because the Texans tore up his contract and
Hmm.
gave him all his money up front. And
Yep.
so, and then he got hurt. And then that would have been no, he did not finish the season. So, I mean, so really, everybody sung and pray. Everybody in the Texans locker room sung his praises, man.
Yeah. Yep.
So, All right, guys,
Oh,
wrap. Go
one other
ahead.
quick
Go
point
ahead.
I want to bring up. Uh, Redman, I don't know if you've met our buddy Mike Malarkey from upstate New York that did team photography for the Giants for like 46, 47 seasons. But he called me when I was on the bus on the way back and asked me if I had seen the Facebook post. And I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but of Bill Belichick and his girlfriend at the North Carolina basketball game last night. And, there's been this continuous discussion. Okay, did Belichick and, you know, Mr. Kraft, get things worked out? Did they really have a hard, bad feelings against each other?
Mm.
And the t shirt that Bill Belichick's girlfriend was wearing, they said was the t shirt from the massage parlor that Mr. Kraft had visited in Florida. So I think Bill Belichick was sending a pretty strong message to Robert Kraft.
Okay. Message. Wait a minute. Message sent. Message received. And thank you. I think that's the best way we can do that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Absolutely.
gonna touch. I'm not touching that one because because he was. I don't wait. He wasn't. He was no bill on that particular deal. Anyway, I'm moving on.
No, yeah, I'm just saying if anybody thought my point was if anybody thought they had patched up the problem they had when Bill left, it's obviously still a very sore wound in Bill's side right now.
Oh, look here, guys. Let me tell you something. Should Belichick been a first ballot Hall of Famer? Yeah.
Yep,
In my opinion, I think he
Mhm.
should have. With everything else. But bottom line, he wasn't.
Mhm.
And Belichick, will he go in? Will he go in next year? More
Mhm.
than likely, yes.
I
But I
think
was
so.
but I would be, and I'll just say this, and y'all can just chime in. The two guys that made first ballot this year, Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald. I can't necessarily say I was surprised by Larry Fitzgerald. I really can't necessarily say I was surprised by Drew Brees, but I was surprised. I was
Yeah.
surprised by both of them being first ballot. I don't know how y'all felt about it. Redman. Did it surprise you that both of them got first ballot?
No, no, because once you get on TV and put a toupee on your head, they man, they're gonna put you in right away, man. So it seems like anytime you get a mic and a toupee on your head and sit in the studio and become an analyst all of a sudden and talk the talk, all of a sudden all these guys go in on the first ballot or so. If you notice that these guys who aren't on TV, those guys seem to get here. Like Roger Craig, I thought that was a travesty. That man was the first running back to have 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in the same season. He was the first one to do it. How the
Yep.
hell do you not put him in the Hall of Fame? This man had to wait 27 years after he played. That's the real tragedy of this year's draft selections. That
I'd
him,
agree.
him not going in 15, probably 15 to 20 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, it sort of makes you wonder how did it took him 28 years for his stats to get well enough to be accepted.
Right.
Did he do anything any different in the last 20 some years? I
He,
mean,
he he just wasn't on TV. He just didn't have a mic. He just wasn't in the studio analyzing the 49er games and stuff,
Yep.
I guess, or national TV. So nobody saw him. And you just, I mean, those numbers, anytime that you had so many running backs after him, Marshall Falk and a whole bunch of cats that have done that. But when you're the first, you would think that means something. That carry and Super Bowl champion, what, 3 times Super Bowl
yeah,
champion?
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on.
And Breeze only has one Super Bowl champion,
Yeah.
One.
just one. And Larry Fitzgerald, I mean, he was a very immaculate receiver, but I don't. Larry doesn't have a Super Bowl to his credit, does he? Not that I'm gonna call.
No, no, he played.
No.
No.
Okay.
In fact, he in a lot of those years he played, he was about the only thing
Yeah,
his team had on
yeah,
offense.
he was the only offense. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Hey, round table, wrap it up. Closing points, Radman, and then Elwin, and I'll shut it down. And guys, let me thank you for this year, this past season.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for this year. I appreciate it. Radman as always. Elwin as always. we can take some time off, and I'll go watch a little basketball and get ready for baseball, and then the next thing you know, we'll be talking about the draft, and everybody be talking about he ran a 4.4 and all this other stuff, and
Mhm.
his broad jump was 54, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Anyway, Rad man, your closing comments.
My closing comments is growing up in the '70s and watching football from the '70s on. I'm so happy to see football gone full circle and it's back to the running backs. And the running back won the MVP tonight, and you're starting to see the running backs get paid like they deservingly are supposed to do. Get paid, pay the running backs. You win in football with the running game, not the passing game. You run with a combination of the two, but when it gets tough and the game is tight, the running game is usually what gets you through, not the passing game. And a strong defense. We back to a strong defense. I grew up with the steel curtain. It was good to see these guys. Once the Legion of Boom was a more very violent guy. All
Yeah.
4 or 5. Their linebackers and secondary were very violent. Where this Seahawk team, their defensive front is what caused the problems, and the secondary just balances out. But they play a little bit. I wouldn't say they softer, but they're not as violent as the Legion of Boom team. But they it's still in the same, very effective, and they won a Super Bowl playing the old 46 defense that head coach Mike McDonald said he thanked Leslie Frazier a lot. He said Leslie Frazier had a
Mhm.
lot to do with that 46 defense and how the variation of the 46 defense and how he's great with the players and talking with the players and getting them ready each week. So McDonald gave a lot of accolades to Leslie Frazier tonight as well. So happy to see football back on full circle with the running backs.
Elwin.
Well, I think for me, two things. Number one, as we all know, this is the largest number of head coaches we've had fired after a season or during a season in a
Hmm.
long time, if maybe ever. 10 different teams fired their coaches either during the season or after the season. But to me, the other thing, and I think that's even more significant, and AD, you've heard me talk to D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud about it last year and this year, but it does my heart good to see that so many players who have this stage where people look up to them and are paying attention to what they have to say are talking about their strong Christian faith, and to see that now, instead of it being cliche like it was with Tim Tebow, now it's the accepted thing. And I'm glad to see that because I think these guys have a lot of influence on young kids. And I think it's just a very, very good thing to see it pretty much explode this season when it really got rolling last season.
Yeah, I concur, guys. Well, I tell you what, 2025 season is in the books, and you know what? As dominant as the Seattle Seahawks defense was this past season, it's going. I don't. The thing about it, we got and coaches say this. I know D'Amico Ryan says it. He said that's last year, and
Yep.
George, you've seen this. I mean, we done seen enough football. As dominant as this defense was this year,
Hmm.
I can't see them coming back being the same dominant team for whatever reason.
No.
Things change. The chemistry of these teams change, and so hey, in any ways we'll look to see. Yeah, we'll see who's the favorites going into this coming into the season. The draft's
Hmm.
gonna make some changes, but with 10 new coaches coming up, and the young man Kubiak's supposed to be announced tomorrow or the day after as the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. So
He announced
that'll
it tonight. He
oh
announced it
they
tonight.
went ahead and announced it. Okay,
He
Good
did.
so
Yeah,
deal.
he told NFL Network that he's accepting the Raiders job.
okay, so all right, so all ten spots went, and guess what? We got black coaches got shut out again for whatever whatever that means. I don't
Mhm.
did Leslie Frazier even get an interview from the Buffalo Bills, Radman?
No, no. I asked him. He didn't get an interview from the Bills or anybody else.
Wow. That
No interview
stinks.
whatsoever.
Well, hey, anyway, folks, I guess well, we'll put it like this: you and I set up and watch Roger and them talking about, well, we still got some issues to work out. When you when,
Hmm.
when when you look at this last hiring for cycle, you got more than issues to work out.
Hmm.
Hmm.
There are more than just issues to work out. So anyway, guys, hey man, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Y'all take care. Have a good night. Go get some sleep, Rad, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to
And
do the same.
yeah. Hey guys,
Yeah.
we appreciate it. Hey, I'm getting ready to tap it down. I'll jump up and I'm gonna peruse the lobby again, and we'll be done. As always, folks. Hey, thank each and every one of y'all for the season. I'll probably ask about a few things. Might be some special things that's coming up. But in the meantime, hey, from the Ad Max Corner, Super Bowl 60. The Seattle Seahawks 29 and the New England Patriots 13. This season is a wrap. We put a period behind it. And, it's been fun. It's been enjoyable. And I thank y'all and good night. And ciao.